So the Caitlyn Clark haters have found their new person that's supposedly going to be better than Caitlyn Clark. And I don't think this one's going to be the case, but I'm not going to lie. I think she's going to be better than Juju and Paige. And it's Hannah Hidalgo. So, yeah, this one is going to be an interesting one. Before we get on to it, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to get to 40,200 subscribers by the end of the day. Right now, we have gained 5 subscribers on the day. The ideal scenario is we gain maybe 20 and I'm happy. But yeah, so it is funny to see a lot of the people that they don't hate Caitlyn Clark as a player. They hate Caitlyn Clark as a person. But them people being the first person they're going to hype up is Hannah Hidalgo. And you, like, look, again, at the end of the day, basketball is basketball. And I mean that. Basketball is basketball. Like, you can not like somebody based off of what they've done off the court, what they do or say off the court, and like, I'd be wrong. Like, I'd be a hypocrite saying that you shouldn't, because like, there's a reason why I still won't talk about Karl Malone. But if you want to talk pure basketball and have your ratings, you're gonna have to still put Karl Malone somewhere, regardless of the fact that he had a kid with a 12-year-old. But yeah, so it's funny when it comes to Hidalgo, like, these people, they hate Caitlyn Clark for nothing to do with basketball, but yet they'll push Hannah Hidalgo. Either way, though, like, seeing people obviously saw this tweet here, and it was like, does she ever mind her business? Hannah Hidalgo was like, what matchup are y'all excited to see next? You versus CC in the pros. That's going to be an unbelievable matchup, by the way. Like, Hidalgo is a genuinely good defender. I'm not even saying genuinely good, a genuinely great defender. The only problem is that that's a matchup that doesn't really happen. Like, you're not going to see Jordan, as great as Jordan Canada is as a defender, you're not going to really see Jordan Canada picking up Caitlyn. And people don't realize that Caitlyn Clark's like she's at least 6 inches taller than Hannah Hidalgo. At least 6 inches. So it's like, they are just, not that they're different positions, but they're going to be different positions in terms of their matchups. Like, if she does play the Fever, she's going to be matching up to the Kelsey Mitchell. Like, Hayden's a point guard the height of a small forward. CC would humble TF editor. I think initially, yeah. I do think initially, yeah. They just found a new player to harass. And it's funny because people are like, oh, obviously new players are they're just going to harass her instead of Caitlyn. But now when you're looking at, like, I don't like her, but she'll have that girl in hell, maybe worse than Dejanay. There are multiple reasons why Dejanay Carrington has done a better job with Caitlyn Clark. One, she's tall, she's strong, she's fast, and they literally allow her to hand check her 94 feet. They allow her to hand check her 94 feet, and off every single screen, you've got Alyssa Thomas blitzing. That's a big reason why Dejanay Carrington has done a good job. And I know people are saying hell worse than Dejanay. Caitlyn Clark, I would say one of the 5 best games of her career was game 2 of the playoff series. Problem is that 2 of Caitlyn's first 4 games were against Dejanay, and then after that, and to be fair, the 3rd game was the worst. 3 of her first 10 games were against Dejanay, or not 10, was it 20 or 11 games? Whatever it was during this major stretch, maybe 3 of her first 12 games. And then afterwards, she played against Dejanay and got the better of Dejanay 2 of 3 times, other than the one horrible playoff game she played after getting poked in the eye. She's pesky on defense. Like, she's Jordan Canada on defense. And Jordan Canada never really gave Caitlyn Clark trouble. They weren't even guarding each other. But then you've got people saying, locking you up, picking that lady's pockets 4 times per quarter. It's like, and it's funny when it comes to Hannah is like laughing. These people don't understand basketball. Just joking, saying she's 5'6", Caitlyn Clark is 6 foot. What's she gonna do guarding Hannah on the other end? It's like, they're not gonna guard each other. Full court at that. They're not going to guard each other. Like, people are dumb. You're actually dumb. Like, she is a Jordan Canada. Like, these people don't understand. First of all, they don't understand basketball. But second of all, this is gonna be an unbelievable 1v, like, not even 1v1. They're not gonna guard each other. Like, neither of them are gonna guard each other. She's going to guard the 2 guard more than likely, because people are like, oh, she's going to pick up Caitlyn Clark 94 feet. Like, we saw what, like, as bad as Kelsey Plum is as a defender, she's a pest. She's a pesky defender. Like, Kelsey Plum can pick people up 94 feet and just annoy them. Like, she's a pest rather than a good defender. And you saw what she did to her. You saw what she did to Team USA. Like, there's a reason why teams don't pick up Caitlyn Clark 94 feet anymore. Because, like, because it doesn't work. And she can just get the ball up, especially if you've got Stephanie White as your coach. They're going to actually run stuff off the ball to get the ball back into her hands. So it's like, oh, cool, you're picking me up 94 feet. Let's just give it to Kelsey. Kelsey just dribble up the court. Like, we've seen what's happened where it's like, when teams have put small defenders on Caitlyn, she's done really well. Like, the players that have done a good job on Caitlyn, in fairness, have been... Dejanay has done a really, really good job on Caitlyn. Kayla McBride has done an extremely good job on Caitlyn. Jackie Young has done a pretty good job on Caitlyn. I'm going to be honest. And I think Kat Copper, when Kat Copper's focused on defense, she did a good job on Caitlyn. But when she was still trying to go and get her 20, she did a horribly bad job on Caitlyn. But it's like, the only players that will give Caitlyn trouble on the defensive end are big, strong athletes. But Hidalgo's not going to guard Caitlyn. Like, they're not going to guard each other. And by the way, Hidalgo's super. Like, Hannah Hidalgo is absolutely super. Like, when I made my 2028 Olympics team, I would be shocked if, like, genuinely, I would be shocked if Hidalgo's not on that team. Like, with the way these college players are going, I think it's more likely we see Hannah Hidalgo on the team than Paige Beckers. I think Paige Beckers is just going to be another player. I think she's going to be a good player. But like, people are guaranteeing Paige Beckers on that team. I don't know if Paige Beckers, when it's all said and done, ends up as a better player than Flauja or Ryan Howard. Like, that's just the reality situation. If we're talking about wings on that team that are still going to be young, like Sabrina and Jackie Young are still going to be in prime age to make that 2028 Olympic team. Like, for me, it's going to almost certainly going to be Hannah, Caitlyn as your two guards. Like, we all need to see how Tania Latson gets on the W, because she's been unbelievable this year in college too. Caitlyn, Hannah, 2 point guards. Sabrina is kind of a combo 2-1. Then you've got Jackie Young there as well. Ryan Howard, Juju. So it's like, it's not a formality. It's really not a formality, because you're going to have still a Fee, Age, or Stewie, who are all going to be at the right age. So one of them is going to probably have to slide to the 3. And so many other good young players. Obviously, your Cameron Brinks of the world, your Rakia Jacksons of the world. So it's like, it's no guarantee that Paige makes it, but I think it's a guarantee that she makes it. And it's a funny one, because I think this could be one of the genuine rivalries, because they do kind of play the same position. I don't think they guard each other, but they're both going to run the one, and they're both going to do it. Like, I think Hannah Hidalgo's done it at a higher level than almost anyone, because, for lack of a better word, she's almost got Caitlyn Clark's psycho mentality as well when they're on the court. Like, she plays at a 100% speed. Like, her motor is crazy. And it's like, it's the one kind of rivalry and matchup that makes sense. But I do love it that the Caitlyn Clark haters, of all people, they're now trying to push Hannah Hidalgo, because if you're pushing Hannah Hidalgo, there's a lot of things. You can't criticize a lot of why they complain about Caitlyn Clark as a person because of who Hannah Hidalgo is. And again, I have no issue with it. I think Hannah Hidalgo is a hooper, and that's the most important thing in basketball. And whatever about Hannah Hidalgo's beliefs, like, she hasn't done, like, whatever about her beliefs, she seems like a good teammate. And it's like, she seems to be good to the people around her, like hyping up Enrique. I think she seems like a good teammate, and it's, look, like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, as much as you want to hate her, not every single person has to think the same way, unfortunately. And like, I'm not the biggest fan of Hannah Hidalgo the person, but Hannah Hidalgo the basketball player, superstar. Like, she could be a superstar just because of that mentality, to be honest.